Okay, so say your name,
Jennifer Lane.
Jennifer. And you were going to tell me about, first of all, you just went to see Vaxxed, and this is your first time seeing Vaxxed,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You've been waiting for how many months to watch it? Like 4 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of the movie?
I liked it. It was emotional for me
Mm-hmm.
to hear the stories because it was reliving my son's story.
Yeah,
So it was emotional.
I understand. So tell us about your child.
My son's name's Josiah. He's 10 and a half. He was a perfectly normal child, talking 20 to 30 word sentences. I'm sorry, nervous.
That's
20
okay.
to 30 words,
Mm-hmm.
2 to 3 word sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Loved
Perfectly
his-
normal,
yes.
developing, healthy,
Yes,
happy.
everything. Loved his pool, toys, loved his bath. Then he was 16 and a half months old, and I took him to his doctor for his well checkup.
Mm-hmm.
And I live in Hall County, and his doctor was in Gwinnett County in Snellville. And he said, so you won't have to come back next month. I'm going to go ahead and give Josiah his 15 and 18-month vaccinations.
Mm.
And he had been all my children's doctors. I have 4. He had always been their doctor. And
But
I
your
trusted him.
your other children are girls, right?
Yes, all girls. I trusted him, and I thought he was doing me a favor, so I wouldn't have to drive an hour the next month. And I hold on to that guilt that I just wouldn't come back the next month. And
But hold on a second,
Okay.
because remember, my child was injured by 4
Yes.
separately administered single-dose vaccines.
yes,
So even if you had, say, gotten 1 vaccine that day and then driven back in a month and gotten the other vaccine, and then even if you had spread out all those vaccines, he still might have been injured. So take that guilt
yeah.
off of your mind. That is, you don't need that, okay? All right, so he had how many vaccines in one day?
It was 9 total.
Oh my God.
When you count, it was the first time. It was the first MMR.
Oh.
His first dose, MMR, DTaP, varicella, IPV. So it was. If you add all those up, there were 9 total.
Oh my gosh.
And we went home right away, and he screamed and screamed and screamed. And this went on for 5 hours. His body became stiff. He would throw his back, arching his back. His eyes rolled at the back of his head. The screaming, 5 hours. At that time, we didn't realize he was having a seizure. There were seizures because we thought there was just one type of seizure, just shaking.
Right.
But we found out later that he was having seizures.
Oh goodness.
And I did take him back, and I took him back to the doctor, and that evening he just finally went to sleep. He was exhausted, and he went to sleep. And he was never the same. He stopped talking. We thought he was deaf because he would not look at us. He would not respond. He became terrified of the pool, his bath. He started flapping his hands, spinning in circles, lining up his toys. I took him back to that same doctor, and I asked, Josiah just stood there in the doctor's office spinning in circles in his diaper. And I asked the doctor, I said, what's happened? And he said, well, I mentioned everything that happened. And he said, oh, it's just a coincidence that it happened at the same time that he had his vaccines. And he looked at me and he said, you probably already know this. He said, but your son has autism.
Oh my God.
And I asked him, I said, but how? Why he didn't when we were here last? And that's when he told me, yeah, it was a coincidence. And he said autism usually comes about when they get their 15-month, 18-month vaccines.
Just happens to
Yes.
happens to be diagnosed
And
at the same
and
time.
I said,
Right.
but at that time I said, but my girls had all their vaccines and this didn't happen to them. And he said, well, it's more prevalent in boys.
But absolutely not taking any responsibility whatsoever
No, but it
for
was
it.
just coincidence.
Yeah.
And I was also told by his assistant, oh, he's had that many vaccines before. No, he had never had double up. on
But
his
each
vaccine.
vaccine sets you up for another reaction down the road.
Yes.
So the first and second and third vaccines just sensitize the babies to being for that, one that tips them over the edge. I always think about, like, my son only had 4. What if he'd had them all? What if he'd had them all? Oh my God, he would be so severe. I'm so lucky that I stopped when I did. Well, we really appreciate you coming out, and thank you for being such a helpful volunteer and spreading the word about this. And it was your idea to do the screening here tonight, so thank you for getting involved and spreading the word. And we'll just push forward and push onward with this fight. Thanks a lot, Jennifer.